A Republican-led House panel hearing today looked at attacks on law enforcement officers nationwide and what role politically divisive rhetoric may have played. The Department of Homeland Security has blamed that talk for a surge in reported assaults against ICE officers since President Trump began his second term. And today's hearing comes a week after those two National Guard members were shot just blocks away while on patrol in D.C. One of them died. The other is still hospitalized. Correspondent Hannah Brandt is live at the Capitol with more from today's hearing. Hannah.
Yeah, Nicole, the main message that we heard during this hearing today was that both parties have a role to play in trying to prevent this violence against police officers. These law enforcement leaders that testified during the hearing said that while there's always been a risk associated with being an officer, that recently there's really been an unprecedented level of threats towards police officers specifically. And they said the big problem is the vilification of officers. They say there's been a public perception that officers are political enemies rather than public servants. And they say a big part of that is the rhetoric towards law enforcement, some of it coming from lawmakers themselves. Take a listen.
The public is in danger as we speak. The rhetoric coming from the top, calling officers Nazis and Gestapo, it better stop right now. You are inflaming dangerous circumstances. You're attacking the people that wake up every single day to do one thing. They put on their uniforms. They put on their star. And they are paid to do a job that is to enforce the laws of this country.
One of the main points of conversation during this hearing was about violence against ICE officers specifically. The Department of Homeland Security saying there's been a surge. According to their data, last year between January and November, there were 19 reported assaults on ICE, while during the same period this year, there were 238. DHS calls that more than an 1,100% increase. But we know ICE activity has ramped up in recent months, and they faced a lot of pushback. The Trump administration has been sending ICE officers into blue cities for immigration crackdowns, and we've seen protests erupting in places like Los Angeles, Chicago, and Charlotte as a result of that. Now, Republicans say Democrats have fueled violence against ICE by speaking out against those operations, but Democrats say the Trump administration has generated some of that public opposition to ICE by sending them into these cities and giving them these orders regarding these mass deportations. Now, the ranking Democrat leading this committee said that he expects Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to testify in a separate hearing next week. And so if that happens, we'll certainly hear a lot of these questions directed at her, Nicole.
So, Hannah, were any solutions suggested when it comes to stopping the violence?
Well, the main message from the witnesses was about the rhetoric. They asked lawmakers to tone it down, to encourage the public in general to tone down the rhetoric, but there were other solutions discussed too. They say Congress could certainly pass laws aimed at protecting officers. One of the things they mentioned as an emerging and growing problem is doxing, which is basically the public sharing of private information, things like names and addresses of officers, location data that can put them at risk. And they talked about trying to crack down on that in different ways. Take a listen.
We need to be doing is looking at the social media issues. I think that's a huge part of what's going on and looking at what laws need to be passed, what the right balance is. And that's what this body can and should be working on as well to help in that arena.
You hear him mention balance there, and that was something that they emphasized because they say when it comes to this issue of social media and doxing, free speech certainly needs to be protected, but there also needs to be safety protections in place as well, Nicole.
All right, Hannah Brandt live for us there in D.C.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.